Hello everyone, I am Kay and you are watching me play Danganronpa today, and I feel like we have no time to lose. We are on the look for a dead body, because two of them have gone missing now. So, where could they be? Do you have any clues? We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? Well, after that we're gonna get investigating. I didn't want to look at the paintings, I wanted to talk to Hina. Why could two dead bodies have disappeared too? Huh? The door's locked? The door must be locked, but it wasn't before, I know, I checked in there. Well, I guess the door is locked. So, what does that mean for us? Do we have here? Let me check the rec room once more. Nothing here that would help me. It's a locker. It doesn't seem especially important right now, so I don't need to open it. I seriously have no idea where the bodies would be. I feel like they wouldn't be in the classrooms. Would they? Getting tired of this. Also, there was something I couldn't read. Celeste. Makoto. Well, you're just standing there. We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean, did you find them?
Indeed.
I found them. Ifumi's and Taga's bodies had both been hidden in the repository. I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead. Their bodies were in the repository? Wait, that's the room behind the art room, right? The one that was locked? Or am I just imagining things? Are the bodies here somewhere? I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's it wasn't a second ago. Then I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I saw... the two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
That is weird. And so here we are. Without further ado, let me give you all the next Monokuma file. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right. Just hand it over already. No, we should investigate with all of your men's mind and prepare for the class trial. Okay, see you later. This little piece of shit. Well then, now that we've found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit. Hold on. How can you be so calm? He's been calm this entire time. I mean, they're dead, you know?
That's terrible.
Dead. Gone forever. They're never coming back. Awful. This is all just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large wet large wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some sort of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. No, it's a video game. What? He's alive? This wasn't...
He's alive again? Where am I? Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Well, I feel like your last winter is approaching.
Hifumi! Wake up! Huh? That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak. Come on, you gotta wake up! I remember everything.
Okay, do you remember who attacked you?
I met you all. I met you all.
His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light. It's reaching out to me. Like the tail of a comet. Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Well, that is a pretty calm question in this situation.
Killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu. Hiro.
His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said, Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps.
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words,
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hiro is?
What is this?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends. Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Oh no, this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. Time to investigate. First, I'd better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The case of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. You're talking about Kyoko, right? You're talking about Kyoko? Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? But what would they gain from that? An accomplice? What are you doing here? Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question. What question? You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
No, they don't. Which is why they don't gain anything from being an accomplice.
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
And there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
So, basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So then,
So, are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just wanted to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate, and accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal. Okay. Let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. The true blackened? So just one person.
well now.
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants. So, there can only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then, I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
however,
As long as she is not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubts that Iro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. What? I'm offended! God, where did you come from? You. When did you? I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milksack swimmer girl. Milksack? Why do I gotta be a suspect? Well, I mean, you are a serial killer. So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. So she was stalking Byakuya again. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body. Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing. It's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we both take out by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
so then,
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure. I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
it's all clear now.
Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Yeah, I don't think so either, because that would make it way too easy. Well, let's see. Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way, there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Hifumi's big, fat, humongous cold body is laying on the floor. His really big, fat, humongous, big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. If there was an elevator in this school, it would be possible, I feel like, but up the stairs? How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something is off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it, his glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But now, they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that? And why? That sounds like a random thing to do. I don't know. It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kinda awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? Well, I feel like that's rather obvious. It was used to move the body. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice Hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait, for some reason this one hammer isn't dirty at all. And it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Spotless hammer. You get anything?
So,
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. Huh? What is it? After Hifumi's and Taka's body disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. And we came right to the repository to, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. Yeah, I realized that too, because I checked that out too. It was locked? And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there. But I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. Before I do that, I want to talk to her. There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then,
Would you like my help? If you have any out to love it? Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search, and soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and it got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the pictures Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice. It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office... What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's claim, we went back up to the 2nd floor where we split up and began searching. Then, right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. And then... Oh, yeah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse. Which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened.
However...
But at that same time we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. Which means Hifumi's and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remembered hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body has disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was, in fact, gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? This time, Taka's body had disappeared, so from there we began our search for both of the missing bodies. And after some time, Celeste told us she'd found the bodies and we all headed to the repository. And there we rediscovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
However...
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime. Yeah, also the body discovery announcement played a 2nd time. You shouldn't forget that. Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died. Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So in other words,
Then there's no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kinda dumb, but do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere. And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we wouldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is... why did they bother killing 2 people? What? Because all the rule says is if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So, if you're the killer, your #1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out. Hold on. Perhaps? I see, so that's what that means. Is everything okay? Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation. Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. Man, he is the dick of the century, that's for sure. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Well, you know him. It would have spoiled his fun, I bet. That's why he didn't do it. Okay, there's only one way in and out of this room. Through the door that Tina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from in the out room. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. Which is really strange. If you wanted to lock away everything, you would have to stay inside the room. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there is no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. So, it's certain someone might still be inside? There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There's some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office where Hifumi was found. Then, the equipment room where Taka was found. Well, since we're on the 3rd floor already, I might as well check out the equipment room. Let's see, physics lab. The door's open? Did we leave it open? I don't remember. Oh, look who's back. Genocide Jill. I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. Huh? This tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, and just recently too. Do you have like 5-second memory? Taka was laying on one of those tarps. There's some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. It reminds me about the dolly in the repository. There was blood on its tire, which makes sense. Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with a dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd floor. It's still a total mystery. Justice Hammer 4. The weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. So I guess that's all. Yeah, I think we found everything in here. Let's see. We should also have a clue on the 2nd floor in... No? Why did I think it was in the library? No, never mind, it's in the nurse's office. Oh, Celeste. Good to see that you're here. What are you investigating, Celeste? I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I am simply going around seeing if Iro might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Oh, you know, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, eh? When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes, indeed.
Correct. Ina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. And when you got back, the body was gone? We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yeah, Ina said the same thing. So then, the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time?
Indeed.
It would seem so. To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. Justice Hammer 3, the one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body but left the weapon behind. Why would they do something like that? Is this important? It's just a normal trash can. Huh? Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. But it's also covered in blood.
Oh.
Did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
Huh?
A cleaning cloth? And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would need to do something like that? I haven't the slightest idea. Yeah, me either. But I think it might be important. That looks like the character that was on Hifumi's camera. So chances are it belongs to him. A refrigerator. I wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here. For blood transfusions, I guess. It doesn't help me though. I'm not a vampire. I'm totally not a vampire. No, not at all. Why would you think that? Well, I think that's everything in here, yeah. So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. Well, you didn't have to look for me if you would have just not run away from me, huh? You have? I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hero's room. Oh, and let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. Is this the note Hero wrote to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't know you any more explanation. Goodbye. Yasuhiro's message has been... so he said to go to Hero's room, but... what's waiting for me there? Why should I go to Hero's room? Also, where did that letter come from? Is it from Hero's room? Because that would mean he wrote a note to himself. Let me see. Kyoko, Kiyotaka, Mondo, my room, Byakuya, Sayaka, Junko, Toko, Chihiro, Celeste, Aoi, Sakura, Leon, so many dead people. Yasuhiro, and which... Hifumi, yep, he dead too. The door is unlocked? I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say to go look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. Man, this room's a mess. Okay, not really. This is Hero's room. There's all kind of weird stuff in here. Where did he even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? He could, yeah. Well, it's kind of a dick move. Just going through his stuff. Wait, there's a ton of boxes here. What are they doing here? I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something, and something's made out of... It looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster? Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hero's room. But wait, these blueprints... Something about them bothers me. Is it the penmanship? Yeah, it wasn't Hero who made these. Anything else? Check out his bed. It's a normal bed, pretty much just like the one in my room. I thought I saw something over here. Never mind. I'm just imagining things, I guess. Do I need to check his bathroom? I soundlessly checked the bathroom. There's nothing in here. It's pretty grungy, though. How does a bathroom even get this dirty? I don't even want to know. Makoto, big news! Big news! What's wrong? We found Kyoko! What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news.
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too. Robo Justice? It's Hero wearing the costume.
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor. To think Hero and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I ran off to the second floor as fast as I could. Over here? Kyoko? Kyoko and...
I mean...
Phew, man, I've had the worst day. Hero? He's just standing there in his costume. Hero?
Oh, hey, Makoto.
Yeah, duh. Who else would I be? That's a good question. Huh? What? Why do I look like this? What? I can't... Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati?
Right.
I found Hero. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up. I still can't believe you kicked me. I could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something.
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Wow.
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind.
It's nothing.
Never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know how people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
and?
First of all, Hero, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean,
Oh, well, I mean, I have no idea. One second I was asleep, don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up, and then I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you. Well,
let me
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? You didn't make this stupid friggin' thing.
It would seem...
There's a clasp on the backs that's keeping you from getting it off. That's pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hero out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Phew, free at last. Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hero?
So then,
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume. Wait, what? Hold on a sec.
honestly,
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
is that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. It's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be...
Then it's obvious the one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone
That's terrible!
was Hiro. Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else. Tie me up? Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean, attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided you killed them. What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake Hero running around. You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costumed attacker? How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me. Fine. If you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on.
This looks...
Blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
And not to
Likely
mention,
story.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hero could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again. Well, now you're all out of excuses. No, see? It's 'cause you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Why do I have to be the one? Against my will... Against my will, I picked up the pieces of the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long. There is no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
See? I told you it was impossible. You are absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Iro's body exactly.
But
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same, but fits them.
Honestly,
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence. Evidence? You claim there is another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us. What the heck?
just the worst.
Who cares? Hiro's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him. I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? You know, there's something that Hina said that bothers me. That oversight that you can't bend at the knees. There's no talking your way out of this one. You did it. Everyone knows it. I'm not sure. What do you say, Byakuya? It's looking more and more like it really was a setup.
Oh,
I certainly did not expect Ira and Kyoko to turn up at the same time. But where's Kyoko been hiding all this time? I have no idea.
then perhaps.
Perhaps she really is working for the mastermind. What else would explain her questionable behavior? But you are quite protective of her, yes? That's because she's helped me out so much until now. If I were the mastermind, that is exactly what I would do to earn your trust. Alright, and let me check out the locker. There's a big locker near the pool. Really? That's all? Just a big locker? She looks like she's lost in thought. I don't think she's in the mood to talk. I'd better leave her alone. If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey Makoto, who was it? Well, 2 people were killed. Taka and Hifumi. What? 2 people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it! I did not! Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed... That's it, I know who did it.
So then,
You may as well tell us then. Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego, right?
I'm at least 30%
Which means
right.
Alter Ego and or Chihiro must have done it.
correct.
I see. That's unfortunate. Huh? Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong. I know. That note. Note? Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in a rec room at 1 AM. But the last thing I remember is going to the rec room, then for some reason I fell asleep. The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse office did have chemicals that could do that. What? Really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? Yeah, they preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it. And if you don't want to buy it, you can just rent it for a one-in-a-lifetime price of $19.99 a month.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us that note. With pleasure. With pleasure. I have it right here in my, pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it. Well, that's convenient, isn't it? Yeah, sure. Please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us a note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. Oh, what the heck? For serious? Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it. Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, hero. No, it's like I said.
Just the once.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why... Oh, wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me. Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right? You're right. I need to look for the second suit and that note. Feet, don't fail me now. I guess I'd better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toko, Genocide Jack, to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away. Makoto, do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with the investigation.
It would seem...
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. Well, that was straightforward. To reject me so simply. Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay. What? Why are you just accepting to that?
Shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey.
So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses. The corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
Correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey.
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer? Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay then, show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now. I don't remember, was that on the third floor? Oh yeah, there it is. At least I think it is. Is it? That's the rec room. Oh yeah, right, at the art room. I easily lose my way, I'm sorry. And what's behind door number 1? Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to be rigid, but only for a moment.
So then...
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
Monokuma Fire was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. It was really sexy in a freaky, creepy kind of way. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. So, found anything good yet?
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did? You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand? He did?
Whew.
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? Excuse me? Looking at someone's wrist all the time is not something I do. No, that's not it. Anyway, so you said he had a watch?
So then...
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. Which would be weird, because he was he killed at 1 o'clock? So, that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6?
That's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey, how long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
In other words,
Right. So, if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning, it must have happened at 6 this morning.
however,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right, there's something white in there. Is it a piece of paper? Can you try and pry it out? Why don't you do it? You seem to be way more comfortable with dead bodies. Me?
because
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. Piece of paper?
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he left a few clues of his own. Kiyotaka's scrap of paper. How would that help us? Well, okay, let's look at this guy. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse from the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed using Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office. But we found his body in the nurse's office. His glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that, and why? Well, I feel like we are going to talk about this in the next episode. If you liked what you saw here today and want to see me find the killer, hopefully, then maybe subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes. And if you want to hear more of me, check out my channel for some of the other videos that I made. And I'm gonna see you guys next time, hopefully. Until then, have a nice day. Bye bye.